Issue 7. The Perfect Woman and How to Make Her. I wonder if people fully realize how women are being sabotaged by the advertising establishment, which tells us we are nothing unless our bodies are perfect. We live in a society in which women are brainwashed to feel imperfect because it's good business to keep selling products that, by definition, since no one is perfect, can never achieve their goal. Women have chosen to place so much importance on their weight and looks because they have been taught that if they look better, they will be better loved and have more fun. I used to be bulimic, but after seeing a very good counselor, I realized that I'd chosen to give an insane amount of power to those extra 10 pounds on my body. I know now that my life and my problems are the same, whether I'm 10 pounds overweight or 10 pounds underweight. When will the media and other powerful elements in our society stop insisting that thinness is ideal? Why are women judged by what they weigh, but men are judged by what they do and the way they do it?
Comprehension. 1. Why does making women feel sensitive to their imperfections make good business sense? 2. What did the writer realize after seeing a counselor? 3. How are men and women judged differently? What should the common standard be?
Let's talk. 1. Are you worried about your weight? How about your height? If so, what can you do? 2. Do you think slim people are more accepted in our society than fat ones? Why? 3. How much responsibility do the mass media have for causing dieting problems? 4. How can we win the diet war? Can it be won? 5. On what basis should the proper weight be determined? Who do you think should decide this? 6. What kinds of weight control methods are available without side effects?
Opinion samples. 1. The only way to lose weight and keep it off is by changing one's eating habits and incorporating exercise into the daily routine, permanently. Young, healthy girls should not be dieting. Exercising regularly and eating well-balanced, nutritious meals should be sufficient. But unfortunately, I see no realistic solution to this problem, since the obsession with being pencil thin is inherent in our media culture. Question: do you think that most people in the entertainment business are abnormally thin? Why should we have to copy them?
2. Study after study indicate that the beautiful people have significant advantages in our society. They are more popular, they get hired earlier and promoted more often, and obtain the most desirable mates. A large part of the beauty equation is thinness. This is a rather recent phenomenon. Up until a century or so ago, voluptuousness was a positive value for women, and for men to be heavy was a sign of economic success. But in the long run, any such emphasis on irrelevant factors as determinants of social leadership leads to dysfunction and failure. Remember the Chinese civil service exams in which the government's administrators were chosen on the basis of how well they had memorized classic Chinese poems. I fear we are heading for the same fate as the Chinese Empire, which fell into stagnation and decline because our leaders will be picked on the basis of their looks, not their ability. Question: do you think it's fair that thin people are more favored over the relatively fat ones? Why or why not? Issue 7. The Perfect Woman and How to Make Her.
How are you? You look great!
Thanks for saying so, but I'm always tired. I have a cold that I just can't seem to shake.
Have you seen a doctor?
Sure, but it doesn't help.
I think you should gain a little weight back. Maybe you're just too thin.
No, I don't think so. It took me a long time to discipline myself against overeating. I don't want to break all my good habits.
Your drive is admirable, but don't you think you've taken it a bit too far? When I saw you before, I didn't think you were too heavy. You always looked very good. But you were always so full of energy back then. Everyone needs some fat on his body to store energy and resist disease.
No, I think you're wrong. In fact, I plan on losing more. I want to be able to wear a new dress I saw, but I'm still a little big for it.
You mean you're sacrificing your vitality for the sake of your vanity?
Look, I've thought about this a lot. Women may have become more equal to men than they were a few decades ago, but it's still a male-dominated world. Women who look good to men do better and go further than the ones who don't. And I'm determined to go as far as I can in life. If that means losing some weight and keeping it off, that's a small sacrifice to make. And besides, I think being thin is probably healthier than being fat anyway.
We're not talking about being obese. That is a very dangerous condition and needs to be dealt with. But we are talking about being fat enough to meet our basic metabolic needs. Artificially skinny people just don't stand up well to microbes and fatigue. Whatever gains you make now are short-lived and will end up costing you too much in the future. You're already complaining about being tired.
I know what I'm doing. Basically, I feel fine. I just need to lose a little bit more and then stabilize my weight, and everything will be back to normal again.
Questions. 1. What is the value of weight? 2. Why would anyone want to be thin? 3. What do you think a feminist would say about the woman's attitude?